Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second edition of True Tempo. And my name is Tue, and today we're gonna be playing Grixis, the list that you see in front of us, in front of me, in front of you, in front of everyone. This is a bit different from what I played last week. Last week was a kind of classic Delver splash green list, so kind of the Juju Bean model, but with questing roots in the board and three counter spells at 1 mana, 2 spell PS, one misstep, the minor one, and that's a that's a nice setup for playing against Ancient Tomb decks, but it's not so good against Orcish Bowmasters and Baragorth because well, Bowmasters they can pick off Delver quite easily. You also have to be careful with Channeler, but at least you can kind of wait and not play it before you have Delirium. But with Delver, you don't have that luxury. Baragorth is, well, the problem being that you only have Unholy Heat to pretty reliably get rid of it is often what decides games against Blue-Black Tempo and Blue-Black Reanimator at the board. So today I want to try kind of all-round version of Tempo, which is less aggressive, but is better equipped to kind of play its way out of tight spots and difficult matchups. So it's a bit less polarized, maybe, in the sense that the classic Delver list, blue-red, is a bit weak to Chalice and Bowmasters, but it puts on a good clock, has good mana, and that's kind of the big difference here. We have a 3-color deck, so we have worse mana, but we have some good answers to Baragorth and Chalice with Molten Collapse. And we have Fatal Push as well for the creatures. Murktide as well we can deal with Collapse. I flipped Tamiyo. Collapse is an awesome card. That's really a great reason to splash. This deck looks a bit like the Dimir Splash Red deck, which was popular a few months ago, and it's kind of the same logic that brings deck building to Collapse. The question is whether you start Izzet or you start Dimir. And here I'm starting Izzet because I like Chandler a lot as a card, much more than Nethergoyf. It smooths out your draws. It flies, so it's better at actually getting those 20 points gone, life points. Um, but the card quality aspect is immense, I think. Lightning Bolt is a fine card. It's not why we want to be in red, but after Chandler, it's Pyroblast. I think Pyroblast is at a good spot right now. You always have blue decks in the metagame, but now even one of the non-blue decks, Cloudpost, is being played in a blue version, which looks pretty sweet. And that's just one more reason why Pyroblast is good. But building like this means that we are fully 3 colors. So my mana base is, yeah, like the classic Canadian trash setup with 3 Seas, 3 Volcanics. That would have been drops in the Canadian threshold list, of course. Then I think the main color is red, especially because Chandler is like a proactive red play. If you count the cards, you also have more red cards, but post board you might have configurations where it's equal. But yeah, anyways, that's the 4th Volcanic in the Surveil land. Then I chose this fetch configuration to either look like Reanimator or look like Control. If I play one land and then I die turn 1, I don't mind them thinking that I'm either Control or Reanimator, hoping that that changes the sideboarding. And so the Thoughtseize, I was thinking about either these or Spellpierce, and I chose Thoughtseize because adding sorceries is awesome for obtaining Delirium for Channeler. That's one of the small issues with Izzet. You don't have a lot of good sorceries after Ponder. So finding a sorcery can be a bit difficult. Here we have Collapse as well, so I think Delirium is going to be pretty easy to obtain. Maybe not turn 2, but after that point should be pretty easy. And another important thing in deck building, I'm taking a page out of the Dimir Tempo playbook and playing 2 spell bombs over Baubles. So in that sense, my channelers are less aggressive, but I'm better set up against Reanimator and some other decks. I think that's worth it. This deck is not trying to be the fastest around, but be aggressive and at the same time almost as all round as a control deck. Yeah, and sideboard we have some typical choices. I'm playing just one Bowmasters in the main because you do have a lot of matchups where it's dud, like all the Ancient Tomb style decks. Doesn't do much. So playing few of them in the main is kind of a safe way of building. Like the Tamiyos, Chandlers, and Murktides are always going to be good. And then when I want them, I have 2 more to board in. And these are the 7 cards I want against Blueback Reanimator, Surgical Bowmasters, and Pyroblast. And my plan on the well is to take out 2 Baubles. Whoops, over here. 1 Wasteland. If I didn't have these Bowmasters, I would maybe take out 2. But I think Bowmasters is pretty good because they do have a limited amount of removal, so this can really put a wrench in their cantripping. And then I sideboard differently whether I'm on the play or draw. On the draw, I just do like this, cut the Dazes, and on the play, I go 2 Daze, 2 Force. Think I can allow myself that luxury when I have 4 graveyard cards and Thoughtseize to disrupt. But let's see how that goes if we meet the big deck of the metagame. And without further ado, let's play some games. All right, welcome to round 1. And I'm playing against a player who often plays really grindy creature-based strategies like Esper Vial, and usually a tough matchup for all of the decks that I play. So let's see. Well, it's a keep, and I'll be happy to find. I'll be pondering turn 1 off of Underground Sea, and I'll be happy to find a volcanic or a fetch. And against this player, removal is good, I think. And I just need to finish the game before their better late game takes over. I don't want all of this. This is too much air. And the second Daze is not interesting. I just assume. I played against this person many times and it's always grindy. Thoughtseize, huh. Well, since if I do nothing, I think they'll take Bowmasters. I'm gonna Daze and probably waste because don't have a lot of land drops coming anyway, so I don't mind slowing the game down. Better than just losing my Bowmasters or Brainstorm, theoretically. Let's see if they have a lot of land drops. An island. Tamiyo. Okay, that's strong. Strong indeed. Okay. Well, we know that they play black, so I might have to actually brainstorm now, which is a bit sad. I could daze, but I don't really want to be dazing. So I think I'll do that and not be happy about it. What am I hiding? The Bowmasters and the Ponder after that. So this, if they flip, we need to find a collapse before before they can take over the game with Tamiyo. And they can take over the game in multiple ways, like ticking up towards the ultimate is one way, but just getting card advantage, ticking up and down. Oh yeah, I can daze though. That's awesome. If they don't have more lands, I assume that they would have played a land. That means that they might not be able to really use these, accrue the advantage of the clue tokens. I'm gonna Thoughtseize. And if I get the Bowmasters down before, okay, wow, infinite ponders. And the land drop. I'm gonna take their land drop. Yeah. So they can flip if they draw a land naturally. Or not naturally, just with ponder. So I'm definitely in trouble. But Snapcaster is a bit slow. Bowmasters might be enough to even out this game. Let's see if they find the land. They did, off an island. Yeah, that's tough. The flip Tamiyo also is awesome against Bowmaster attacking, so at least I can ping here, and then they won't be able to tick down for a. I'm just gonna do it now before they get to crack a clue. Yeah, ticking up. Now I could bounce. Whoops, that is tough. That is tough. If I bounce Tamiyo, then yeah, no reason attacking. Tough game indeed. They didn't want to draw a card. Can understand. Snapcaster and then, or just something else. Badlands. Okay, so this is Grixis control. Bit different from what they usually play, but okay, they're gonna Thoughtseize me. Just gonna F6. I don't know what they take here. Brazen, I guess. Brainstorm. Okay. Thing is, well, they don't have good. They only have cantrips to go back, and they can't ultimate. So there is that. I actually feel like I should waste them here. It's a bit crazy. Let's see what my surveil says. Just want to find lands. But since I have a ponder, spellbomb. I really want them to not be able to shoot my bowmasters. I guess this is just not good enough. And I'm gonna waste. Bowmasters is the only thing keeping me in this game. If they get to ultimate, the game is over, of course. So black mana means they have access to bowmasters and removal. They don't have black mana, they can only cantrip. I do think that in their spot, I think I would draw cards a bit. But Wasteland, that's decent because now I can bounce. When do I bounce? I think. Do I want them to be able to get back a cantrip? Not really. They can play it again. I think I'm just gonna bounce it in upkeep. Like them getting back a ponder is. I don't want them getting extra cards. Okay. Do they have the removal spell? My Murktide should be good against their deck. Like, they probably don't have a lot of hard removal in that category. I hope I'm saying they, an opponent. I do have a bad habit of saying he or him, but I don't know their gender, so it's my ambition to stay neutral. But I know that I do have a habit. I have a habit. So, Flame of Anor. Oof, that is strong. Nothing to do about it. But awesome that for me that the that I get the Bowmaster triggers still. And apparently not capable of this is the one. Okay. I got it right. So they have a volcanic. Okay, awesome. So I can actually, if they don't have a force, I have a chance here. Leaving the sorcery. Awesome. Okay. Wow. And we have a awesome board presence. They have 2 islands. Did not see this coming. They have to cantrip to get somewhere. If they have like a Shield's Edict, then they take away Murktide. What could they have otherwise? Brazen. They shuffle. And they Tamiyo. Wow. Okay, Surveil land. So I'm interested in another waste. I'll be channeler and pondering. I guess a removal spell would be nice as well, but I definitely want to get my beats going. think I'm gonna Brainstorm just to be able to maximize. I think I'm gonna keep this just for being able to get the best 2 cards. Okay, well, Chandler Volcanic is awesome. I'll attack. I don't imagine they can get out of this. This is just so much pressure in them at 1. Or are they jumping? Yeah, they're jumping. I can understand. Yeah, this really showed how Flame of Anor is not a it's not a good answer to Bowmasters. The fact that I got a 3/3 out of the deal and killed the Snapcaster is that was pretty game breaking. I was behind, but my single Bowmasters carried that game. Speaking of, let's get some more in. So Grixis, they could have ways to punish my Manabase. I have good one mana counters / removal. They play Snapcaster, but like 1, I guess. I play Tamiyo. I could keep the spell bombs. Wasteland is probably bad. I'm gonna go Forceless. I don't need that. Brazen. I shouldn't need. Daze on the draw is not awesome, but I don't hate having some for their Flame of Anor. So now I either take out. I think I'm gonna take out 1 spell bomb. It's really, I don't want to see a second one. I think this is fine. Wasteland. It's like I can play my Bowmasters on time, and they might not be able to go all basics. So let's see. I should be wary of Magus of the Moon, back to basics, that kind of stuff. Okay, fine. Thoughtseize, okay. Yep, no surprise here. I'm gonna just wasteland them. The fact that they lead, it might mean nothing. Maybe it's just because they have Thoughtseize, but it could mean that they have few lands that they don't have the choice of like fetching a swamp. I think they have swamp in their deck. Maybe I already saw it, but I'm not sure. Spellbomb can wait. Okay, I'm gonna check my deck. Okay, I definitely want that. So I'm gonna draw it and be open to surveilling. So what do they have on 2? Maybe a Tamiyo with mana up. Yeah. That means that building is a risky proposition. Building is a risky proposition. Do they... Okay, I can do the same thing. Do they brainstorm now? No. I think if they have brainstorm, they should have done it there. Because then they play around Bowmasters. That being said, I'm gonna play mine and play the same game. And accept that that they can get a clue token. Now they do go for the brainstorm. Wow. Okay. So it's kind of a... I can bolt, and then they have access to getting rid of mine. I can brainstorm, and then we both have a Tamiyo. They don't have a lot of cards. The fact that they play this, what does it mean? Might have backup. Don't understand the timing, actually. I'm gonna bolt. I feel like they're doing this because they have a force, maybe. Anyways, I want to play to the chance of them not having a removal, and it's not easy for me to get rid of the Planeswalker Tamiyo, so I don't think they have Daze, so the risk is pretty low. The Force of Will doesn't seem likely, but regardless, I'm surprised why maybe they want to use their mana because they have something better to do. It's like maybe they didn't think about me having Bolt and they wanted to be able to play a 3-drop now. They have a collapse. Okay, that happens. And from now on, a Spellbomb in play has value. I think I'm actually just gonna crack it right away because like Brainstorm and then maybe play Spellbomb and crack it. They have few cards. They might have Murktide in the deck. I think they should have. Wow, awesome. Okay, so I can do my thing. They have potentially Pyroblast, and that's life. I'm gonna try and make a Planeswalker here. Thoughtseize is awesome. So getting rid of extra lands. Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain about that. Let's see what they're working with. Worth noting that they're getting all duels. Bowmasters. So Trainer is the weakest of these, I think. Bowmasters probably the strongest. If I take Bowmasters, I can like Tamiyo Bolt. I'm gonna do that. And maybe I'll even get to Daze something here. If you hear sounds in the background, that's family life doing its thing. All right, yeah, Tamiyo is here. And I'll taste that any day of the week. And I'm very happy to... I'm gonna look at their top before I do anything. A land, okay. And I think I'm just gonna draw my card now. They could have like a 2-drop, like a Murktide or a Bowmaster, theoretically. Okay, so they have one card, and like the best draws. Do they? They don't play Kaito, I guess. Okay, that's a draw too. I mean, it's decent, but it's not awesome. When they don't have a wizard, it's definitely beatable. Let's see if they can get rid of my Tamiyo while my guard is down. That would be strong. No, okay. Great. So now I can Hydroblast Future Flames, Future Pyroblasts, and ideally go to town with Tamiyo. Fate Push might do nothing. This is pretty sweet when the tempo deck gets to play the control role off of a busted card like that. It's a risky brainstorm, but I guess they feel like they're in a spot where they can't wait. I understand. Totally. Gonna open our graveyards here. So I'm definitely planning to tick up, but after that point, I could see myself ticking down because the Tamiyo Ultimate is really not likely against Pyroblast and Bowmasters, even though I have answers here. That's just a long, okay, long, a long road to go. I have one card left. Okay, so if I can get my value, I think that's I play like that a lot. Wow. Okay, it's gone. So we are basically a parity. What can the top of my deck do? Not much. Do they have double? What did I see? Double black, double red. They don't have, of course. But if I want to get rid of a color, which one? I think red is the one I want to get rid of. Like I'm gonna do this in upkeep, so I get the revolt. Maybe they play a Baragorf, and I would be very happy to have revolt up. Brainstorm. Okay. Yeah, the Bowmasters are definitely the cards that can flip this game. Okay. I'm not gonna play around like a Spell Pierce. They don't have any cards, so don't have to play around Brainstorm. Okay, my own Brainstorm. I'm gonna play it now, even though it's kind of weak. Okay. Guess I am. Well, that's just the way it is. I'm hiding the Pyroblast, playing the Channeler, hiding, drawing it next. They know their 2 cards. Let's see if they're good. Indeed. Okay. Wow. This might be a long day at the office, so I should be wary of my time. I'm behind with 5 minutes. I can't have 6 though, because I would counter a Flame of Anora. I'm not countering Cantrip. I'm countering Thunderbrick Trainer, Tamiyo. Yeah, that's kind of my goal. Another one, okay. Maybe I will counter a Ponder now. And what do they have in hand? They could have... Well, so they had one land. Maybe they're playing the long game. Even if they have a flame, maybe they're not playing it, which I can totally get behind. But I guess the one card is likely to be a removal spell or a force of will. I think that's the most likely. These might be able to protect the creature, but if it's a push, they won't. They could have a Pyroblast. They play the lands, so to me that smells like a force of will in hand. No? Okay. Something's happening. Wow. Sweet card. Happy to have my Hydra up. Very happy. They played around Spell Pierce with that land drop. But that means if they draw Brainstorm, it's not going to be good for them. Like, it's not going to do much for them. Pounder is awesome. Let's find like a Boma. Well, anything but that. Okay, not very interesting. Collapse. It's one of my answers to flip Tamiyo, but it's really bad in the beyond that. Maybe I shouldn't even be playing it. I'll think about boarding it out. Do they have a Bowmasters? No, but I do. Awesome. I'm gonna hold that. It does smell. I guess I'm gonna play my land, so they might think that I found the land. And it's also, I have 2 cards up, like instant speed. So that's a reason enough. But it smelled too much like a Bowmasters when I said go with 2 mana. What is this? Wow. So I think I'm gonna let them get 3 cards, so I can have a big threat. I think that's worth it. And I'll just use my Pyroblast on something else. I don't like. I can understand. It's tempting to just counter the draw 3, but like now I have a real clock. Wow, awesome. Daze is not good, but Murktide is. I'll just attack first. Probably doesn't change anything. If they have a Murderous Cut, maybe they use it. Now, Pyroblast is the likely card they could have, so that's definitely definitely a reason for not betting on the Murktide to get there. But between, like, they have 2 must-kill threats. I think Bowmasters is a must-kill threat. They have Bowmasters themselves. That's of course awesome. Like a way to get rid of it. But I still have, like, after those 2 things I need to deal with, a 4/4. If they drew all black removal, well, awesome that I have a target here. So then they need like at least 2 solid removal spells here, I think, to be in the game. Their own Murktide won't do it because I have Collapse. Petty Theft, okay. That's not an impressive. An not impressive answer. I mean, that means they don't have Parablast, I guess. Then their own Bowmasters would be the best thing. Okay, so Daze actually would have been some, would actually have done something. Okay. I'm just gonna force the issue with collapse here on Bowmasters. Force their block. Doesn't actually force them, but it's close. They have one card. They can play Brazen to block Murktide. Still 5 minutes down, so if I lose this one, I really have to pick up the pace. Kaito, that's a good one. That is a good one. Wow, I get to Daze here. That is sweet. Yeah, I thought I had that on top. So I'm just gonna... So collapse showed itself to be a bit better than what I just said. And Brazen can't counter the token, the Orc token, so they need a good card right now. But of course, they just need like runner removal, and they are favored. What do they find? This can jump. They found nothing. That's not lucky. Play the Brazen, sure. Okay, let's just play that and attack. Force jump. And then next turn I have 2 cards they need to jump plus Tamiyo. Sorry. Yeah, it's tough for them. Guess a Flame of Anor doesn't do much. So far I guess a pleasure when a kind of low to the ground tempo deck that I'm piloting can beat a proper control deck. That's a good sign, because those are usually the bad one of the bad matchups. Guess that's okay. Let's just attack first. When you play control, you typically want to play against tempo, so I'm just gonna play this and seal the deal. All right, awesome. 2-0. Bit dangerous on the clock, but see you for round 2. Hello and welcome again to round 2. And it's a different day for me, but it doesn't matter for you. It's the morning, and I just checked out my opponent, and they recently played Oops All Spells, and it's the only result I saw. They're playing first. I have a spell bomb, which is good in that if I was on the play. So the question is, do I keep? They kept 7, and I am actually gonna mulligan. I think that mulligan to a forest is worth it in this case. It's risky, but I'm gonna go 1 deeper. Okay. And I'll keep this, guess I have a draw here in Bauble. I have the force. I don't think I'll need push and channeler. Let's see if my tell was correct. I might have just doomed myself if they don't play oops. But this is a well, it's not that different from paper magic. Whoops. They start with a hearse. Okay, so I definitely doomed myself a bit there. Um, well, I guess I can hope to ignore that to some extent. So I took a chance here. I was certain they were on oops, and I got punished, but it's okay. Game goes on. I was lucky to draw a land, of course, here. Now Murktide is my blue pitch, and I'm hoping to flip in my turn. Flip the Tamiyo, so I'm not going to do anything with Bauble. I think those are the risks that you take if you're playing paper and you play against someone that you know usually plays a very specific deck. I do the same thing. Um, it's a calculated risk basically, and I guess I have to protect this one. So what are they playing? Bolt and like Painter, I guess, or just a yeah, or a brew of some kind. Cabin of Souls. Well, it's gonna be tough winning this game with so few resources. Okay, let's hope. Let's see if Tamiyo can get there. Guess finding a wasteland would be decent here. Since they play Cavern, I'm thinking some kind of Goblins build, maybe. Okay, I'll get rid of. Maybe I'll put Force on top so I could. Mm, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play Chandler Volcanic, and then I can bold upkeep to get rid of one card, but then I'll just draw a Chandler that I can't play, so that's probably not strong. But it is nice that I can now double bolt if I have to. Gonna play Chandler since I don't have a target for bolt yet. But there's definitely a case for, well, actually, as I assume that they're gonna play in a way with hers that I'd never get to tick down for a value with Tamiyo, so this is just going up. That's the that's my plan now. Win with Tamiyo. It's against bolts and maybe Pyroblast. Who knows? It's not easy. And a stacked hand. Can start attacking maybe soon. Lackey. Okay, gold it is. So I'll be aiming to jump block that one and not use a bolt. And an uncounterable matron. Yeah, this is gonna be like ringleader or something. I probably can't beat that. Maxis, okay. Certainly can't beat that if they play it. Drawing a card just gives me force. So I guess I'll just play another jump blocker. Seems just as good as a bolt. I need to dodge for 2 turns. I protect Tamiyo for 2 turns. I mean, if I find a waste, and they don't have an Ancient Tomb now, but I do think they have the Ancient Tomb when they found Muxus. It would have been more safe to go for something else, if not. Unless they have another answer to Tamiyo. It's a lord and oof, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I don't mind taking 1 point of damage here, and then I can bolt this one. Next turn, something like that. The force is bad, so I'm probably gonna bolt in my upkeep. If he, yeah. So let's see. For next turn, assuming that they don't have any more, I need to be able to jump block 1 thing. I can also just take... Yeah, I'm not taking 2. I can take 1. So what if I... let's see, what's the timing? Okay, so he'll get that value. This only targets creatures. So the thing is, I can double block to get rid of a card, but he'll get value then. So I think it's just better to block with 1 here. Take 1 damage, it's fine. My goal is 7 and ultimating. So 5 plus 2 and then ultimate. Yeah, and I don't want the force, so I'm bolding here now. And I'm looking for a waste, especially. They do have a bolt. Okay. No. Okay, they're going for my channeler. That's fine. I was planning on jumping that one anyways. Like a push would be nice. Wasteland. These are exiled, I think. Yeah. So they can animate here, and but they can also lackey Muxus. Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Oh yeah, maybe they forget about the trigger. That's kind of my hope, but they'll probably not, and they'll use the hearse attacking, unless they have Muxus. Yeah, the bolt was decent. I would still I would still be forced to block, so I guess I was I needed a live card here, like push basically. Yeah, it's a close game, but I don't think I'm getting out of it now. Kind of got severely punished by thinking they were on oops. Then Tamiyo gave me a shot, but just a bit too slow. Just too few cards basically. That's haste, and I have no idea what this is. Okay. Yeah, I'm never beating this. Assuming he attacks Tamiyo. Yeah, I'm gonna concede. Whoops, what's he doing? At some point they'll play a Maxis, but I think they don't need it. Okay, that's how it goes. Goblins, goblins, goblins. Like Bowmasters is decent just to make blockers get rid of Lackey. That's also all it does, so it's not necessarily good enough. Consign can be good against Muxes if they get to that point. Do they play Vile? Like, do modern goblins play Vile? I assume they do. Spellbomb is bad for sure. And Brazen is bad. I think like Daze and Force are necessary. Hoping they don't have Kevin, or that I can waste Kevin and then move on from there. I like the rest a decent amount. Maybe I think I'm gonna try and just not get to the point of Muxus like 6 mana and hope that I can waste them and not need a otherwise bad blue card here. And on the play, yeah, regardless. What's the last cut? It's either Bowmaster or Force, I think. Gonna get rid of the Force. And on the draw, I'm playing the Force over the Bowmasters. I think that's just a small difference. Collapse is now to Vile, which is can be a 2-for-1. Okay, it's reasonable. Gonna lead on Thoughtseize. And then aiming to ponder next turn for a Volcanic. Ancient Tomb Chalice. Huh. That's their play. They also have hers. And since Lackey is not coming so soon, I think I'm happy to take the best card, which is Chalice, and then Daze the Hearse. Just to, like, hers is pretty strong. It is pretty strong against me. Especially, yeah, this kind of a Delvalus tempo deck. It's actually quite painful. So next turn they might have no real plays. I think I have to shuffle this, unfortunately. Really need to find that land. Now I'm at the mercy of the draw step. Do they have another chalice? Okay. They want to get dazed. They really want to develop this land. Well, I understand. I like that play. It's not the end of the world getting dazed, but they really want to start playing their red cards. Okay, well, we are in trouble. Big trouble. Goblins is, it's not really a deck you meet these days, but wow, am I getting to daze something? No, I am not. But once upon a time, it was a deck, and it was always a tough matchup for Delver strategies. Nice. This is awesome. I actually have play here. Is there any reason? Yeah, I guess because of Gem Palm. Yeah, no, wait a minute. I forgot about the trigger. I don't know. Like I'm gonna do it anyway at some point, but I could have waited. They got a lackey. Yeah, this is kind of the moment where I feel like I've lost the game, and like I have a bad habit of starting to play a bit sloppily, and yeah, definitely one of the things I want to work on to just stay focused. If they don't play a red land, I'm gonna waste them. Of course, I have no plays. Do I have attacks? No, I don't want to give them triggers for basically nothing. My hope is to find a fetch lane and play Murktide and ride that to the sunset. Sweet. Sometimes you have to wish, have to make a wish for it to come true. And they're at 12, so this is a 2-turn clock. Wow. I have plenty of chump blockers for when they start playing dangerous cards. They need a Pyroblast. Mountain Pyroblast. Wow. Got there. Crazy. Magic is really unpredictable. So often. So Chalice, I'm definitely in need of Brazen and Meltdown. Also, yeah, the Hearse. I saw the Hearse. I should have thought about that for sideboarding for game 2. Since Hearse is such a pain. Yeah. On the draw, Daze is pretty bad. And I think I'm gonna do this instead and keep the. I think I'm gonna keep the Bowmasters just because it's so good against Lackey. Not just killing the first one, but also blocking the second one, blocking that Lord. It actually looks pretty good. Okay. Yeah, hers is actually pretty key, and they play for Ancient Tomb, so they can play a good 2-drop. Go to Muxus. It's cool. I like it. I like their deck. Hers is an awesome main deck graveyard hate card. So now, like I'm gonna keep, but if they lead on Chalice, that might just be the end of me. If I draw a land, then it's not. But that's also the reason why. If this was just another cantrip, I would be asking for trouble. Okay, Lackey. Awesome. I'm gonna bold that. I'm not gonna risk getting my Chandler killed. Like I could play a Chandler and block, but even like let's say I didn't draw that bolt, I'm still not interested because I want to keep my Chandler for attacking down the line. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna get a Underground Sea and play Chandler and Ponder. Now I just want a creature. I don't want a third land, not necessarily. Force is, I mean, could be good down the line. I guess it doesn't have to be now, but I do want to. I need to figure out if Tamiyo is going to the graveyard to give me Delirium, if I want to be Tamiyo Brainstorming. I think I want to be Tamiyo Brainstorming. In which case, I need to draw the force later. I'll just do it like this. Then on my turn, I'll Tamiyo Brainstorm, find the force, keep it in hand. Okay, don't hate that. Let's see if I have to play around another bolt by waiting on my Tamiyo. Waiting until I draw the force, maybe, to protect it. Them not having lands here is awesome. Okay, cool. I can bolt that one, get an attack in before I Brainstorm. Giving me a token. Awesome. Like them being so much behind. Okay. I can play another Tamiyo just for blockers. I don't hate that. Hide these collapses. Like maybe yeah, I think I'm gonna. I don't have to. I don't have any brainstorms coming up, and just having a blocker that creates tokens is good. Like now, I need to find a clock. Basically, I have my value all set, but they have so many cards and late game, which is scary. So I really need to find a clock now. Chalice. Okay, I have a collapse for that one. And they need to worry about this one. Could actually wait, just play Bowmasters this turn. That, however, will mean that I won't be pondering for Wasteland. So I think I'm gonna thinking. What's the worst thing that can happen? I'm 2 turns away from ultimating. If they play like a haster, I'd be happy to have the Bowmasters. And yeah, it's tough. I think I want to open up the door for me being able to ponder next turn. So I'm gonna. I have another collapse coming if I need a removal spell. And I guess I shouldn't be attacking anymore with Tamiyo actually. Now that they've unloaded or unlocked their mana, and it's a cavern. I'm not. The game is not going to be about these clue tokens, I think. Yep, that's a good one. Without the mana, it's not awesome. So let me just read this. 2 mana He only triggers creating friends if he attacks with 6 power or greater, so that's not gonna happen probably. It's not gonna be able to activate as well for sure. But this does just by itself. It's a 3/2. Bowmasters is pretty good. If I ponder, I risk finding nothing. I think I'm just going to hold up Bowmasters because, and like 2 blockers, well, 3 blockers in total, and force should be enough. Let's see if they believe in getting a win here, or believe in beating half my deck. That means I should be able to waste them. Everything that's not a mountain will be going down. I'll be playing Murktide, protected by force, stuff like that. Okay. So I can, with the trigger on the stack, I can Bowmasters this one. So it's only 1. Which means that I'll get my half deck, I think. Get my ultimate. Let's see if they have a bolt, maybe. If they concede. Like, my time is lower than theirs. I'm just gonna do this. I don't have any fear. I want to wasteland and play a Murktide. That's what I want. Okay. I could also. Oh yeah, and then this flips. Nice. That's why I was waiting. I'm just gonna play Murktide now. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. That was a sweet win. I didn't expect that after mulliganing to 5 for a force, to find a force in game 1. And sweet. Yeah. I'm happy. This is really nice to play this Tamiyo Grixis Chandler concoction. So, well, see you for round 3. And it's time for round 3. I checked out my opponent, and they seem to mostly play Modern, where they play Eldrazi Tron. So I guess they might be playing Eldrazi in Legacy. But who knows? Could be another Stompy deck. And they won the die roll. I have a slow hand, but I'm gonna keep this in the deck, not be too confident on their choice. Indeed, a Tron thing, but this expedition map, something going bigger, maybe Cloud Post, maybe Forge. No, Forge doesn't play map. So let's ponder for maybe a Force of Will. Wasteland would be nice. I do like the land. Can't really say no to the land. What's the best after that? Tamiyo to... Thing is, I don't want to just play Tamiyo Brainstorm next turn. I think that's gonna be pretty bad. But Chandler Brainstorm is not much better. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for Tamiyo over Chandler. I feel like my aggro plan might not be good enough here. If they have the Nexus Saga, okay. Yep, and they can find the Nexus, have infinite mana. Have a Chandler on top. The thing is, they're gonna be attacking with a... No, they're not attacking yet, but they will be having a couple of big threats. I think I just need to hope that I get a turn and that I can find a force on my Brainstorm. Like I'm gonna play Tamiyo and Brainstorm now, so I can tick up. Really hope to find a force and grind my way through these creatures with my Tamiyo advantage. This Bauble is doing nothing, I guess. I definitely notice how I'm spending more time like on the clock when I make these videos, because I hesitate to oh yeah, now it's going down. I'm gonna play something big, maybe several big things. Yeah, I really needed a force here. Okay. Like realistically, the game is over, I think. I can see a bit more of that deck. So it's basically just Forge. Forge with Saga, sometimes, rarely you'd see it without. At this point, with no clock, like I think, like I'm hoping to go over the top Tamiyo, and like they have the mana. I'm gonna try and find just wondering how do I guess I want a double red, so I'm gonna brainstorm to find a wasteland. No such luck. Guess gonna play the Bowmasters so that at least the ring hurts. Gonna wait. Do it in response to them drawing. Or actually, since they're gonna attack first, I'm gonna do it now. I can't ping them, but it's not a big deal. At least then they don't have the window to both attack and draw cards in response to me playing Bowmasters. I don't want them attacking here, of course. That's my slim shot of winning the game. Really slim. But yeah. If they draw 2 cards, I'm targeting them. Once they find a Flash Raker, it's over, I think. But okay, they didn't make a token. Forge. Sure. Infinite mana, infinite cards, Fleshbreaker, okay. I should have 6, by the way. I would have forced if I had something. Might as well save my time. Forge. I like this post board when we have consigns. Meltdown is decent. And how do I think they board? Maybe a few dismembers in case I have I don't know, maybe not. I guess they don't have a big sideboard. Maybe they bring in Graveyard Hate if it's versatile enough to like a hearse, but they wouldn't be playing that. So I don't think they have a big sideboard. But it's not needed. I mean, they have a great proactive deck. They're the aggressor here. And in my opening hands, Wasteland, Force of Will, a clock is what I'm looking for. Now I can, well, I can concede. Yeah. This is a cool matchup to play. It's definitely scary. They can go off turn 1, kind of go off. Bowmasters is like, it's good against the One Ring, bad against everything else. So it's not impressive. Fleshraker, I think I like to keep some bolts for Fleshraker. I also have Collapse. Not push, I'm not keeping that for sure. Brazen is pretty bad. So now is the choice, kind of, if I believe in Bowmasters, putting on a kind of clock. I think I prefer not to play like that. And just have always good cards. Prefer to counterspell the One Ring. One more cut. Like Collapse is not amazing. Can yeah, I think I'm gonna cut one Collapse. Can take like a key. Can of course take the Fleshraker. Also can maybe I should rather cut like this actually. Yeah, it's more safe, more intelligent, I think. So yeah, looking for Wastelands especially awesome. Can keep that one. Okay. Keep and get rid of a Volcanic. And I'm thought seizing first. I'm afraid. This is definitely a scary matchup. You have to try to put something like something in their wheel. Now they have infinite, not infinite, but they have a lot of mana. They can play turn 2, the One Ring. I feel like I should just take their business. Meaning Castlex command, and next turn the One Ring. But this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be really tough because they can play all the gas they draw, and I need to. They don't even play the monolith. Interesting. Well, I'll dot seize them again. Fleshraker, I can bolt that one. So, what is coming? A big 4-drop that I can't beat. First Monolith. Playing a 4-drop around Daze. Okay, K command. That's strong. Definitely strong. Now, if I have a Murktide on the top of my deck, maybe I have a shot. That's not really it. Yeah, I'm sure that this is gonna end in a defeat. They did put 2 on the bottom. Okay, never know. Let's surveil, find that Murktide. I guess a blue card for force is interesting. Brainstorm is definitely interesting. They're holding their Fleshraker. Now how do I play? I guess how do I play? I feel like I have to find some well, this is all reactive. This wasteland I'm saving for a saga. I guess I'm putting Daze on the bottom. Then if I can sign, I can't. I could play Wasteland on the bottom. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna risk that. And Daze on the top. Then I can consign and bolt. And next turn I can force. They have infinite mana. They're just holding a Fleshraker. That's a reasonable thing to do. If I had a Murktide in the mix, I would be feeling favored. But as it stands, I have like 2 counter spells. It does maybe add up to like 5 draw spells of theirs. So maybe I have a decent shot of finding a threat in this time frame. The workshop is gone. I just know the Fleshraker. Here it is. Another Fleshraker. Well, I'm gonna bolt that one. And I'm gonna double consign. I'll consign the trigger as well. That's pretty sweet. The 0-1, you never know if it can do something. Force of negation is decent. Like 2 Fleshrakers down is pretty sweet in the sense that it's one of the tough cards for me to deal with. I only have 4 non-counter spell answers. Okay, next turn I'm playing my Wasteland so I can hardcast Force. Okay, I'm wasting that instead. Awesome. I mean, I like a threat, but getting a backup wasteland is sweet. It will assure my force of will and protect me from Saga. Mana is fine. What a funny game. Both of us doing nothing, and it actually feels like I'm... So do I play... Would I force of will a Fleshbreaker? I guess so. What's in their hands? Just mana, keys. I hope they don't... I don't know if they play Emrakul. I guess not. Can we get a threat, please? Preferably Murktide. Soul got Lantern. Huh. That's pretty obnoxious. I'm not gonna counter it, but unless I draw Murktide here. Hmm. I think they're gonna draw a card. But I could be wrong. Yeah. Well, I don't think I can let this tick up. It'll beat me. I think I can use Force of Will here, because if I can play a Murktide and have hardcast Force of Negation up, then that's pretty sweet. What does this do? I don't think I have the luxury to counter this. But it does mean that they can resolve something. But that's the case anyways. Force of Will, okay, so I can negate. That's pretty sweet. Yep. Okay, I still have Force of Will up. Just need to pay 3 mana. But my kingdom for Murktide. How fast of a clock is this? Guess it finds in a map, which finds... I think I'm gonna have to ignore that. And just imagine that I can beat it. Yeah. Map finds Saga, I think. I could bold this. I guess I'm bolding it. I think it's worth it. Okay, let's find something. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So my force is not up for 1 turn, but I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can take him in 1 hit, almost. So I am drawing a Murktide for sure. Now, is this... Yeah, I think I just The thing is, I draw Murktide next turn, and then I have force up. I'm only gonna hit him for 13, so I have to fade one turn here, and then I have force up for the next turn with Ponder. Wow, it looks like that's what's happening. Doesn't really matter much. With these triggers, because it's, but having a second creature is maybe good. Does mean that his Ancient Tombs, both of them, are off. It means that they're both lethal next turn. What a game. Magic is full of weird games. 2 cards. So basically it's the Karns and the One Rings that are beating me. And I guess this one as well. He would have played this last turn, so I assume he drew that one. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. I didn't feel like I was winning that one. I think you noticed. So, any changes? Foreboding. Daze is not awesome on the draw. It's a blue card, however, and I think like you could consider playing one more bolt. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna change anything. If I had Bowmasters, it would present more of a clock, but it's just so bad against most of his deck. He's mulliganing. I have a slow hand. I'm gonna keep, but I might ponder turn 1 to find a force. I think I'm gonna do that. Wow, he mulligans to 4. And that's it. He didn't see anything. That is very lucky, but I'm not complaining. So let's see you for round 4. It's round 4 time, and I checked out my opponent. I think they might be playing Forge as well. And I'm gonna keep. I have an awesome hand against most decks, basically, especially if it's not creature heavy. So sweet, sweet, sweet. Yep, another Forge deck. Pithing Needle. This will be on Wasteland for sure. And I hate that I probably should force this. But since I have all these Dazes, I think I'm gonna force pitching the Murktide. And just move on with life. I have no doubt that I was naming Wasteland. And Wasteland is gonna be strong here with my Dazes. Probably they are playing Sagas. Like, no doubt, basically. Do they have the Nexus? No. But a 3-drop. Let's see if I can dig up some. Okay, I'm happy to put that in the graveyard just for getting closer to Delirium. I'm pretty eager to put creatures, the first creature in the graveyard. So if I wasteland now, I do risk losing to Saga. But if I just play my Daze, then yeah, it's like Wasteland is taking 2 mana off, Daze is taking 1. I think I have to take that chance, basically. Double tower into nothing. Okay, sweet. Can I draw a cantrip? No. So planning on surveilling. I could surveil now. Hope to find a ponder. I don't mind that. Ponder, artifact, force of will. I don't want this. I have my Dazes. I need to put on a better clock. Three mana, 4 mana, 5. That's scary. That is too much. Okay. Do I take away the pedal? I think I do, actually. And get a surveil trigger. Like, that's a good clock. So I'm gonna keep that. Hope they... Yeah. It's slow, but it's something. I have 1 card left. Like, I need to get lucky. Like, really lucky here, but so I'm gonna try and get Delirium. Yeah, that's Delirium. Can we get there? Now I could theoretically Daze. I should Daze, I think. Let's find... I don't hate that. That might find me a force of will. Okay. Well, we're still in this game. Do I think I Brainstorm now, just so I can, if I draw Baubles that I don't want, if I draw Baubles I can get rid of them. Ugh. So much stuff. That is not good. I guess I'm drawing the Volcanic. Like, if we get there, I'm surprised. But we have outs. Outs to being lucky. Fleshbreaker is maybe okay. I will be presenting a lethal clock next turn, so I guess they need a 1 ring or a lot of mana with Khan. Let's see. Thoughtseize is crucial for Delirium. Yeah. So, what do you have, my friend? Monolith, okay. I should f6. I'm gonna f6. Do they have the One Ring? I think that's... the Khan is also enough. Unfortunately, getting a Snaring Bridge. Yeah. Should I have fetched here? I think I missed that I have a Survey land on top, yeah. Whoops. That was bad. I was kind of thinking that it's, yeah, I was just loose. That was just loose. But then what else? Another 4-drop. I mean, this is no surprise that they got there. I think that's what would usually happen when the game develops like this. I needed to get lucky. Coslic's Command, not bad. I think I can concede now. Yeah, I can concede. Like, it's just too much going on. I don't blame anyone for playing on, but for just one more turn. So I can do the same sideboarding as before. Getting rid of push, bolt, and the Bowmasters. And what else? Dun, 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 dun. The Brazen. Yeah, Brazen is quite bad. Okay, let's see. I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. It's I do have a creature. I was about to say that I'm looking for a threat, but maybe not. Maybe just pondering and thought ceasing and wasting will be enough. What does this look like? Like they're gonna needle on Wasteland. Unless I take it. They have like a turn 2 Fleshraker. Unless I Wasteland them. Key is not doing much. I think I'm just gonna take the needle and be aggressively wasting and pondering to go to Murktide. Like I hope that I don't have to force now. Let's see how they play. Like I will force if they play a quick like that is fine. Yeah. Workshop. Let's see what I can dig out from underneath of the deck. Let's ponder. I think that Tamiyo is my force pitch. Daze is sweet. But actually the Thundering Falls is pretty sweet as well. I can Thundering now. Get rid of the Tamiyo, draw Daze for next turn. Because I don't want to waste the workshop if I can do anything else. then maybe I can force now, waste, and then I have Murktide coming. Petal, Ancient Tomb, and the Flesh Raker. So if I force and I waste, they have... Like, I could ignore this, but it's gonna create a lot of mana, potentially. Like, this can't go wrong, but I think all the numbers, like, this adds up really nicely to put on a clock with Daze backup. If they can play the One Ring around Daze in the upcoming 2 turns, then maybe this won't be good enough. Okay. Whoops. Thank you. That was mighty friendly. I'm gonna wait to their upkeep, I guess. I think they're gonna use some mana, but if they want to crack a petal, I want them to do it on their turn. That's 2 mana. Are they cracking the petal? To get a command, they're just gonna scry and draw a card. I mean, sure. That happens. Yeah, this is gone. Wow. 1 card left, so that's 3, 4 mana, 3, use 1, untap. And what does this do? It makes 2 mana if he has 3 artifacts. So I can force getting rid of the petal here. I'm waiting for so long, which makes it easy for him to smell the Daze. Well, getting rid of Metalcraft might be something. I think he's gonna wait anyways. So, which awful 4-drop is coming my way? That one. That's the worst one, I think. Maybe not from this spot, but Candelabra, okay. Now he can make mana. That's pretty broken. I can play kind of, well, they're not making a lot of mana, but a bit. Consign, please. Ooh, force of negation. Sweet. So, will 1 counterspell get there? I mean, could, right? 3 mana, 4 mana. Uh-oh. If he has the Ugin with the trigger, then I am cooked. I don't remember his name, the 7-drop Ugin. Tezzeret. I mean, what does it do? think, what does it do? I'm gonna just take a look at what it could find. Usually, don't think it can find anything. It can make mana. I think it's like untapping. Okay, let's see if they have more. Yeah, some Mystic Forge activations. 3 mana doesn't do anything, right? Untap, like, it makes mana, but is that enough? Get rid of a card. This is close. This is close. Ugin. Wow, we got there. That was exhilarating. So I think no changes. No changes, I think. Like, they have these needles that are a pain. Maybe actually Brazen would be nice. It's kind of slow, but it's kind of slow, but it is kind of answering. No, I have enough. Yeah, I have enough. But you could imagine, I could imagine scenarios where they have Needle on Wasteland, or they have it on the stack, and if I have a Brazen, I can ignore. It's really tough not having the Force of Will. But I guess Thoughtseize Daze I will have to accept. Not having cantrips is tough though. I think this is really close to a mulligan, which is crazy, but like 3 creatures is way too much. Yeah. And I don't have a wasteland, I don't have a cantrip. I'm gonna mulligan. It's a bit crazy, but okay. Slightly the same, but a bit better, I think, because there's a wasteland. And gonna keep and get rid of the Murktide. I have a threat online. Is it the needle? Something else, which is scary. No, okay. Huh. Meltdown, anyone? I think I want to try and find the Force of Will. Now, a Daze is not good enough, I think. This won't do. Okay, well, let's see if Daze is good enough. Maybe I'm playing a bit too afraid. That's definitely possible. But I should be and nothing. Wow. I guess I'll be having 2 channelers, 2 Daze up. Is that how I should play? Then I won't have black mana, but I'll be presenting a good clock. And Is Tamiyo stronger? I think I want to attack. Potentially, it's the Tamiyo is a blue card for Force of Will. I could have like Kozilek's Command here, but it hurts. Dismember. That's fine. That just makes my this one closer to Delirium. But my Dazes are probably not good enough. These workshops are awesome for him. Yep. Ouch. So I needed a force. As expected. I don't know how I win here, but I don't think it's by dazing. I guess it's by finding Molten Collapse really quick. Yeah, this is just kind of hopeless. Take away some mana, because why not? But this game is over. They really did some work, the workshops here. They did a workshop. And I'm just gonna concede. This is too much. Okay. The trophy dreams are squashed, but we have one more game to play. So see you for round 5. All right, round 5. Let's see if I can get that 4th win. I'm not playing to be completely results-oriented, mostly just to play well and enjoy the games. But of course, I like winning, so so I appreciate a 4-1 more than a 3-2. I checked out their game history, and they played a food chain, red-green food chain deck the last time. So that's pretty cool, if that's what we're up against. They won the die roll. I'm gonna keep this, but I don't really know what I need against their deck. Let's see. Okay, could be exactly that. Looks like it's a Chrome Marks deck with yeah, mostly 2 and 3 drops. So maybe they're waiting to play their 2-drop or their Chrome Marks into a 3-drop, but maybe they just have a slow hand. I'm gonna play my Tamiyo, and yeah, just lead on a Volcanic. I think I'm gonna Daze, but let's see. Maybe I should have actually gotten an Underground Sea, so I could Brainstorm into a Volcanic and a Bolt, since I have 3 bolts, 1 push. But it's not sure that that deck is like they play Endurance. I won't be bolting that. They play 4 Questing Druid. So it's not necessarily a bolt turn next turn. Could be just Brainstorm Waste. See if they have a play. That's not the strongest land to play. You usually hold that. Chalice. Chalice is strong. Chalice is strong. Maybe I'll just Daze and Waste. Waste their red mana. Um, hmm. Yeah, I feel like wasting is good. I don't think they have more lands. They do, they do. Okay, but no 2-drops. That's awesome for me. I'm gonna brainstorm just to flip my Tamiyo. And I like to find Force of Will and some attacking threats. Force of Will would be awesome because then I could have like Force of Will for 2 turns. Spellbound. I think it does anything. Not really. Not really, but all these lands, neither. Hmm. But actually, I think I like a third lane more than a Spellbound, just to keep on keeping on. Yeah. So not having the force here is dangerous. The fact that they don't have a creature as of yet. Ah, something's okay. Seek the beast. Yeah. What did they exile? Oof. 2 3-drops, so they won't be able to play both of them. What does this does? What does this do? So it doesn't do anything on his turn straight away. So I can like bounce and Thoughtseize something. I can play a Murktide. Okay. Okay, I'll take my draw step to before figuring out what I want to do. So when it attacks, he'll mill 3 cards. Non-land permanents have retrace. That's pretty strong. That is pretty strong. Oh yeah, I don't have 3 mana because because I dazed. Sorry. Um, I can bounce and get back a Daze, and then next turn kind of forces him to have a land. Or yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's really not super strong, but I feel like I just need to buy some time here. Um, as long as they don't have too much mana. And can't just tick up for a few turns doing kind of nothing. Okay, that's a good play. So are they finding a land? Chalice, Questing Druid, Once Upon a Time, Rumble. And they chose Questing Druids. And that's it. Okay. And they're gonna do this. I think I want to keep my days going. Not days here. They got Once Upon a Time, Rumble. Yeah, it's really heavy. Oh, that's perfect. A wasteland here. That is perfect. Because don't have to like Thoughtseize is pretty bad when they have so many cards. But dazing is like wasting and dazing and playing albeit not the biggest Murktide, but still a good threat. Oh, okay, I must have missed yeah. Chromax is awesome from the it must be coming from the Questing Druid. I missed that. and they have a Fable as well. I'll be dazing, but like they're grinding value hard. That's for sure. Another Daze. Okay, I'm gonna start by thought seizing, I think. There's a world where I thought seize 2 times and attack for 5. Much of this is really slow. And dazeable. I guess what I'm mostly afraid of is Food Chain and Magus. And then they can just Recruiter for what? Something scary. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do the double Thoughtseize play. But this is I don't think they have a lot of removal for gonna take the Magus. I don't think they have a lot of removal for Murktide, and I don't think they can find it off Recruiter if they had any. Let's see if this stays. Like they need to draw land or just play a questing druid. Okay, awesome. Like he's really being punished by my Dazes. That is for sure. Can I find a waste? Wow. That's beautiful. That's much better. Sure, let's just play the Volcanic. Now he needs to go broken to beat me, I think. And I don't think he has the time. The power of Murktide and Daze. And Tamiyo. Tamiyo got me some good advantage here. Sweet. Red-green. Food chain. Plenty of creatures, endurances, value. Not exactly what I'm prepared for, but Hydroblast is once again proving to be a good sideboard card. Bowmasters seem to be doing absolutely nothing, so does Spellbomb. Maybe Force of Negation is better than. He has Fable. He has Food Chain. Don't hate that. Other than that, I think I'm not changing. Collapse is just a slow terminate maybe against him. Maybe he has Carpet of Flowers in the sideboard. I think this is fine. That's a deck I never played against. Well, Food Chain, sure, but that was always with blue cards. He mulligans. Like, I don't love it, but Brainstorm can hopefully fix my clunky draw, and Wasteland is good against him. I think he's really relying on Chrome Marks to get going, but when he mulligans, Chrome Marks is, yeah, it's not awesome. Then he'll have so few resources. I like just wasting first. Do it in his upkeep if he has any shenanigans. Like, I don't know, crop rotation. Doesn't make really a difference. But wow, Ancient Tomb. Makes sense, but maybe that means he doesn't have any more colors. Well, back to just tap deck mode. Like his Magus of the Moon can definitely KO me. Does have the mana. So think I'm gonna take the Rumble. Being the best card to find quality. Like it digs deeper than Questing Druid. Like there's a decent chance that Questing Druid finds one good card or less. Wow, that Brainstorm I needed. But Forcing Chalice was a necessary play. Yeah, I missed that I should be bringing in Meltdown for sure. Squee. Ah, you can cast it from exile. Has value. But it's like a 2 when it's combo with the food chain, basically. I'm gonna push that right away. So it's not like he's got much going, but me neither. He has a Pyroblast. I'm not just playing Murktide into the Pyroblast. I missed a Surveil here. Playing a bit loose. Like, ideally I want him to Pyroblast something else, like a cantrip. I think there's a reasonable chance that he'd Pyroblast anything. Certainly a Tamiyo. Brainstorm I would really want to resolve. Okay. I still want to keep the Murktide. I think it's one of the trumps. And I'm keeping my lands, hoping I can draw a Brainstorm. Another one. Okay. Fable once. Yeah, this is going out of. This is becoming out of control, I think. So what went wrong? Besides, I missed the Surveil and did I make another small error? Found a Ballista. Well, no big mistakes, but mostly the fact that I didn't get to keep my Brainstorm. Oh yeah, and I didn't board in Meltdown. That's the like when he has Chalice and Chromax, I think that's enough. Enough of a reason, especially since I was really looking for like okay, played Force of Negation. I think on the play I'm gonna change that. Yeah, it's actually pretty close. I'm not sure if Force of Negation on the draw is actually better since he has Food Chain and. But on the play I have my Dazes. They're strong. Okay, let's see if this Ponder can draw out a Pyroblast. Wasteland. That's nothing. Another Murktide. Okay. Sweet. So I'm gonna get rid of the C with the Ponder. Whoops. Yeah. And then let's see if when he targets my Murktide, if it's on the stack, then I get Potentially. Okay, just gonna do it like this. Potentially I get Delirium. Let's see what he does. He should do it end of turn or at some later point, but he might do it now. No such luck. Let's see when. And basically, wow, he's got so much card advantage once he gets going. It's pretty cool. I don't know if like who's advantaged. I'd imagine that like he's highly advantaged going late, but he doesn't have a lot of good removal. It feels like that my tempo plan should be able to get the better of him, especially on the play. So now what, a big ballista, questing druids before pyroblasting. Just pyroblasting, okay. So now I can get in and attack potentially, and can make 7/7 Murktide. I have a bolt on top, so it can actually be an 8/8. He wants the mana, I guess. I'm blocking. Am I? Then he can ballista me. 1, 2, 3. No. I don't want to make it that easy. Don't want to make it that easy for him to get a good ballista. Now at least he has to tap out and spend all of it if he wants to get my channeler. That's not exactly fun times for him, I think. So where is this game going with what I know that he has? He doesn't have any 2 cards in hand. It's a ballista and a unknown, I think. And the squee is in exile. That's exile. Squeeze in exile. So yeah, ballista unknown. And then he has questing druids on an adventure. He has plenty of things going on, but none of it is necessarily beating my flyers. Like sure he can trade off, which I guess he's doing. In that case, do I just bolt and play a 8/8 Murktide? Okay, he's playing questing druid instead. Cool. Magus of the Moon. I'm happy to have a bolt on top. That is awesome for me. So he has a ballista in hand. Just gonna get rid of the squee. Well, let's attack. He needs a good draw, basically, is what it's looking like. So 8/8 for Grixis. get a 2/2 that doesn't do anything this turn. The Ballista is not big enough for the Murktide. He has no flyers. So I guess he should know with his draw step if he's playing on or not. Murktide is just so good, time and time again. Sometimes when I build and I'm looking for synergy, I'm tempted to cut it, or I cut it, and then when you play, you just figure out that, or you experience that the raw power of one card this strong is better than most of the synergy you can cook up. It's a bit sad, but okay. He can make 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 power of ballista. Like if he has a fury. Is there any way this can go wrong if I block? Let's say he has a bolt 3, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, that could go wrong. I'm taking the damage. Like if he had a Pyroblast, I'm pretty sure he would have preferred to just get rid of it and attack, and not give me a choice. So I think this was a good attack, but not enough to secure the win. Awesome. 4-1 once again. Can't complain. That's perfect. I had lots of fun playing this build, but let's see you in the closing thoughts. All right, closing thoughts on this Grixis Chandler Tamiyo deck. I think this was really pleasant to play, but maybe part of that is that I didn't play against against some wastelands, but not a lot. So my mana was mostly untouched, except for that Magus of the Moon we just saw, where I had the bolt. And that kind of gives a maybe true pretty that paints a picture that is more pretty than what reality is in many games against the best decks of the metagame. I think you could do you could add like an island to help address not only the Magus and Blood Moons, but also just to have a 20th land against in the mirror, in all tempo mirrors. You could have an island out here, especially if you have a lot of these Blood Moon effects. As it is, I think it felt good. We didn't play against a lot of blue decks. Only one, right? Grixis Wizards. Then we had Goblins for 2 Forge decks and the Food Chain deck. So all in all, kind of a league special. Not exactly what you'd meet in a challenge, I think, usually. But I'm okay with that. I'd be happy playing this again. And I certainly will revisit. Next week will be a different tempo deck, I'm pretty sure. Maybe a cutter deck. Maybe Dimir tempo. At some point, I'll be playing Reanimator as well. But for the time being, I'm happy going down the red road. And these spell bombs, just yeah, I didn't need them for anything really today, but it didn't feel like a big problem having them. So I'm definitely on board for keeping that in as long as we have a big percentage reanimated deck. I think I didn't mention why I'm playing the surgicals in the deck tech. That's basically to be a bit more all round against other matchups, especially lands, but other matchups than Oops and Reanimators. Like Fairy Macabre is better against those fast decks with Force of Negation, Force of Pacts of Negation and Force of Wills. But against, for instance, lands and and other kind of fringe strategies, surgical is more all round. And you can buy it back with Tamiyo, which I like. So it offers a different lane of play, which is yeah, I think worth it for the time being. And I think that's all. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to reply. And see you next week for True Tempo.